No one buys this car.
Okay, today I got an interesting one. Lucid, the car that no one buys. Literally, they don't. Believe it or not, the guy came to look at one, and he loved the way it looked and drove. So he says to the salesman, I'll just wire you the money. He's got lots of money, right? And the salesman says, but no, hey, nobody buys these cars. This is the salesman telling him nobody buys these cars because, indeed, no one buys these cars. Okay, the list was 86,000 smackers. A lot of money, right? And you don't get any tax credit for it because it's too expensive. Not tax credit's gone anyways, but they set up lease deals so that the price goes way down on the lease. They say it's worth 70 grand, so that's 16 grand right off the top. So he's got a 3-year lease, which of course, it's a very intelligent thing to do. As the bells toll, well, maybe the bells are tolling for the Arab investment fund that's behind this whole company. Okay, they're losing at least $1 million a day on these things, so let the Arabs pay for part of your car, right? He's leasing it on a 3-year lease. And like he said, even if the company went out of business, he doesn't care. He's leasing it for 3 years. When it's gone, if the company doesn't exist, whoever took over the company, he just give them the car back, right? He doesn't have a bunch of money invested in this thing, which of course would be a very stupid thing to do. The Arabs are losing so much money on these cars, it would make your head spin. But then again, they're just sucking oil out of the ground that they happen to live on that they didn't even find, you know? It was the Europeans that found that oil in the first place, then showed them how to get it out of the ground. So basically, they're getting something for nothing. So if you're thinking about one of these Lucids, maybe look at a lease deal and let the Arabs front the large portion of the money to you, and you just have to pay a monthly payment. But of course, realize it's an electric car. Insurance costs a lot more money too, right? Now, he's elderly, he lives in Florida where insurance is cheaper. It's still costing him $2,400 a year to insure this thing. Just realize that stuff is going to be expensive. But let's look at the reality of it. He's driven it for a while and he hasn't spent too much maintaining it. He said $15 for windshield washing fluid. And even with those miles that it does have, 20,000 miles, check it out. Surprised? These are still the original tires. You know, they can wear out a lot faster in an electric car. This thing's got a lot of horsepower, but he's still got plenty of tread left. Now, most of my customers with an equivalent car, Tesla Model S, they get 10, 12,000 miles out of the tire and they're gone. Realize, this is an older guy. He doesn't drive like a maniac anymore. He drives fast. He had it on cruise control when he was in Wyoming, you know, going 90 miles an hour, had no problems. He said people were passing him too. And he was in the slow lane, they were going by him. But the tires have held up. I gotta give him that. That's a plus. They did not wear out too fast. Cost a lot of money to replace them, right? But it does go 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds. And his average, if he wants to drive, say, 20% to 80%, he said he'd go about 380 miles. That's not bad. Now, when it comes to charging it up, plug it in a level 2 charger like my Altel at 220. That's gonna take 9 hours or so to go 20 to 80%. Now, when he's on the road, he's got an adapter, so he can plug this into a Tesla supercharger, right? But they're swines. They limit them to only 50. The Tesla supercharger can do 400 kilovolts, but they're limiting him to 50. What's swine, right? So instead he uses Electrify America, and 20 to 80%, he said it might take 35 minutes or so to do, because if he uses the limited Tesla supercharger on his Lucid, so if he goes from 20 to 80 on a Tesla supercharger, since they limit him, and take him like an hour and 20 minutes. Too slow, right? So Electrify America, there's a bunch of them around still, you know. They're here, they're there, and realize he did drive it from Portland, Oregon, all the way down to Florida, and he stopped 21 times to charge it up. So, you know, you're gonna spend some time charging them. There's no arguing that. If you gotta charge at your house like this, so overnight, you know, it takes 9 hours or something, you plug it in overnight. Now, he's had no problems with any of the stuff. He's never been stranded anywhere. And as you can see, it's got a lot of room inside. As a matter of fact, it has more room inside down the Mercedes S-Class. It's very roomy. And for those of you who have problems getting in and out of cars, check it out. Look at the back door. Opens 90 degrees. Lots of room. You're not going to whack your head up here. So you can get people in and out easy. It's pretty luxurious. Now as we look inside, of course it's luxurious. Now it's got heated and air conditioning front seats. But sadly, the rear seats are only heated. Now sadly, his seat does not have a massage function. You can get the massage function if you want to fork out another $2,200. But he said one thing that's driving him crazy, ready for Americans. He had to buy a special small bottle because the cup holders are tiny. Look, they're just too small. They didn't understand Americans. And the armrest is kind of tiny too. I have to say one thing about this car is that at least they designed it for regular drivers. A regular steering wheel. And look what it has. Regular turn signals. Not some electronic crap, right? I mean, that's a pretty good idea. It's got all the modern stuff. Put your turn signal on. There's the owner. That's part of his body, right? And you go to the right side. It does the right side, so if you could hit a curb or something. We'll check out the backup camera. It's got the rear view, really wide angle, baby. That's really wide. And you can do the front view too if you want. If you're pulling up, you want to see how close you are to something. And we'll change the views. You get different views, right? Hey, now down here, you got a surround view. And it will even park itself. We're not in drive, so it's not going to park itself. But hey, you can really see. It made the owner's legs look really skinny, though. He's an old guy. He's not that skinny. Of course, some of it's going to be distorted, right? And check this out. If you swipe on the arrow here, magically, it goes up. There's your secret container where he puts on sunglasses. And when you swipe it down, it automatically shuts itself down. And of course, it's got various drive modes. Right? I mean, it's crazy. Now, if you have range anxiety, it puts a map down here. You can see it better where you are. Push the button for charging, and look what it does. It shows you the nearest charging station, how far away it is, 23, 22, 24, and when you push the button, it lets the car preset itself so it's ready for charging. A lot of times you go charge an electric car, it's got to get itself ready. It takes more time. This will be all ready for charging when you get there. About down here and up here, you can push the button anyway. Maybe you're going over here, so you push 15. Shows you where the station is, right? Everything. And you can say show route, and you can say go, and it will set it up so that'll be all ready to charge up. Plus, it shows you this is a 50 kilowatt station. Maybe you want something stronger. One does 120 kilowatts. You can even read reviews. Look at this. Here's Joe's review. Let's see what Joe has to say. Well, Joe said it was okay, but, you know, this place was a bit dirty. And you can see it's battery preconditioning for fast charging. And the map here shows you exactly how to get there. And it will condition it for fast charging while you drive. The thing I like is this. Look. It has logical things. You don't have to go like a Tesla through a bunch of stupid modes. You want the fan to go lower? Look. Now it's 1. You want the temperature to go lower? You go lower. You don't have to mess around with a bunch of computer screens. This is what I like. I gotta say, the interior is beautiful. These seats are ultra comfortable. But for all that money, they're synthetic leather seats, people. You're not even getting real leather seats. Shame on you Arabs. You're chinsing out on a car that cost all this money. Now, these are made in the United States and Arizona, and they say they're going to come up with something more affordable. They say they're going to have 2 SUVs at around a $50,000 price point. So, it's a lot less than 80 grand. Who knows? Maybe they will make them. Maybe they'll start selling them, you know? Realize the electric car market is in a downturn now, and hybrids is in an upturn, so who knows if they'll actually make them. But then again, the Arabs have a nearly endless supply of money that the fund has put into them. Like I say, They've lost billions already. They're losing over $1 million a day building these things. So, hey, who knows? Maybe they'll make them. Maybe they'll think long into the future that, hey, people like these cars. They're very luxurious, right? And if they can get one for 50 grand, it would be a luxury electric car. Who knows? But let's take it for a spin and see what it does. Now, as you can see when I climbed in, this thing's pretty low to the ground. So the owner, being older, has a complaint that he's got to crawl in here where an SUV had to climb up, right? But I got that bump, and it dragged a little on there. That's one thing I got to say that's the downside of this car. It's extremely low, and you can't pick it up in the air. They do have options in some of their other ones where they'll have an airbag that lifts it up in the air. Those new Corvettes do that. They're even programmed so when you get near your driveway, if your driveway's got a hump in it, it will lift the car up, go over the hump, and then come back down again. This particular one doesn't have it. It would be a good idea to put it in because it is pretty low to the ground. You can see, I mean, he's got 20,000 miles on it, a little over 20,000 miles, and he hadn't had any problems other than he had to buy windshield wiper fluid. Slowly back out. I don't want to run anything with this insane motor. You can see it's got regenerative braking. When I let go, that baby slows down. Look. Whoop! That's adjustable if you want to make it less. Very smooth, quiet car. There's no arguing that. So you let go, it comes to a stop all by itself. Smooth comfort, so. But we're going to move it to Sprint for later. Go on the bumpy roads of Rhode Island, I got to say. It takes them pretty smooth, so let's go for a little spin. I find those kind of weird. They're okay when you're parking, but driving, I find them, you're looking at that instead of looking at the road. Nobody's way down there. Here we go. We know this thing's fast. Woo! I had to take my foot off the gas. Let's step on it again. Woo! Yes, it's like a roller coaster. These things are dangerous. I think they should ban them from the road.
That's classic.
The owner's laughing, but hey, his brain isn't wired like mine probably. Since his tires are still half there at 20,000 miles, they'd probably be gone in maybe 1,000 miles the way I drive this thing. So here we go, riding back before I kill myself or somebody else driving this thing, because it's totally insane. I mean, look at that. Ah! We went 50 miles an hour in like no time at all. Quick, we're getting back before something gets damaged, but I gotta say, it's wild to drive it. It's quiet, smooth. Air conditioning, of course, works perfectly fine. And really, when you consider that when he's driving it like himself, which is an old man, he can go 380 miles on a highway. That's not bad at all. Yes, it does have technology up the wahoo. There's no arguing that. And he didn't buy it, he's leasing it, right? So, as the salesman told him, nobody buys these cars. They all lease them. And it makes total sense. I gotta say, it impresses me much more than a Tesla. It's got real turn signals, real steering wheel, real buttons you push to make the fans go up and down to change the speed. Simple. You don't have to analyze and be a computer scientist to figure out how to turn things on and off. Now, they don't have a full self-driving setup. They got one you can drive on a highway. It's got intelligent cruise control, right? But I wouldn't trust the self-driving stuff anyways. So you don't have to worry about it. This model doesn't have it, and the ones that do are just for the highway. I wouldn't buy a car for that. This would be an electric car that I actually would think about getting and driving around if the lease was cheap enough, right? I mean, I just got a hybrid, so I'm not going to, but if you're even thinking about getting an electric car, remember what I always say. Electric cars, they're not really here yet. Nobody knows what batteries are going to be the ones that make it. Are there enough charging stations and stuff? So, if you've really got the hots for an electric car, do like he did. Don't buy one. Lease one.